What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Morning Brew Podcast. I'm your host, Kayla, and I'm interviewing creatives every other week so that you get the experience behind their art. Before we get started, make sure that you're following the Morning Brew Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, and YouTube so that you don't miss any of the cool updates that I have coming your way. Today, I'm super excited because I get to bring on two very special people to the show. First and foremost, we have the fan favorite returning guest from the Barns Courtney and Friends episode. It's Davis IL. And secondly, you may recognize her voice from Rick and Morty. We are pleased to welcome to the show, Spencer Grammer. In this interview, we are taking you backstage with us at ACL Live at 310 here in Austin, and we are here to sit down and talk about their band, Belle and Chain, as well as their single, Don't You Worry Babe, that just came out recently. I hope you guys enjoy this episode, so without further ado, here are Davis and Spencer. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Spencer, welcome.
Yeah.
Davis, welcome back.
Oh,
great to have you guys.
Yes. Great to be here.
I've been reading up on you guys, and I would like to start at the beginning.
Sure.
So Spencer, music started as physical therapy for you, is that right?
That's true, yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I was in New York and I got stabbed trying to break up a fight in my right
actually crazy.
arm. I know. And I got stabbed like either from behind or like when I blocked. Anyway, I don't know. It happened in about like 4 or 5 minutes. And then I couldn't use my hand. I still don't have feeling in my right hand.
Oh my God.
But I picked up the guitar to try to help heal, and I ended up just playing a lot of music and then just practicing a lot because I wasn't like a good guitarist before, so I had no frame of reference to be like, oh, I lost this skill. It was like I gained the skill.
That's crazy. How does something like that change like the way that you see things?
You know, I think we all, you know, it's hard when something like that, like a traumatic event happens when you're young, you know, and as we get older, as we age, a lot of things happen to us that we're not prepared for in our bodies. So when it happened, it was almost like I had to stop all the things that, like I write a lot. I've always been a writer, and I journal, and I had to stop doing that because I couldn't use my hand, and so like how to process my life and trauma was really hard for that year where I couldn't. But then once I was able to like play music or do things like that, it was encouraging to do something that I could see progress, you know, even though I didn't have the skills. Like I still can't really button things very well. Kind of sucks. But you know, and like I could before,
strum,
you know, but now I can strum.
Yeah, no, that's great. Who needs that because you have a guitar?
Exactly.
You can play closeless, you know.
What did you say?
I said you can play without clothes.
Oh yeah. This is it's every man's preference, I guess.
Awkward.
Did you eat anything yet?
I've had, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, just noticing the hair. That's cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Bubble soap on blacktop is the vibe.
I like that. It's really cute.
Thank you. Spencer,
Yeah.
you will also be known from voicing Summer in Rick and Morty.
That's
and on
true.
top of that, your parents are also very, very talented individuals.
Thank you.
How did growing up in this kind of environment influence your relationship with the arts?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me it was always an option as a career. I think it's really hard nowadays to feel like that's even an option, although we have like different forms of media, you know, like podcasting or being an influencer and that kind of, those things are also, I consider like a form of entertainment. I mean, they're more consumed than sometimes television, theater, and live music. But it definitely influenced me to pursue it. It was just, I was around it, I loved watching, I like, you know, there's so many things, and then I dedicated my life to learning the craft, and I think it's never perfect. There are like moments of this deep connection with, I would used to call it the movie gods, but whatever the art gods are, the muse, if you will, that you find sometimes in moments when you're working, whether it's writing lyrics, like in the middle of writing a song together, you'll just know what to write, or if it's on stage, and you look for those moments when you can have that. It's not all the time because the rest of it is skill, right? But it's like you accrue all those skills over time to get to a place where you can just, you know, get closer to that kind of perfection.
Definitely. Davis, how does that kind of compare to like your relationship with creativity and artists?
My relationship with the arts started music specifically started in like middle school, frustrated, picked up the guitar, couldn't figure out tabs, couldn't figure out chords.
I don't think I understand tabs.
I don't understand
Yeah, right?
I sort of am getting it.
It's like a language in and of itself. But then I took so I gave up, and then I tried again when another family cousin on my mom's side showed me the bass guitar, and that had 2 less strings. And anyone who knows bass and between bass and guitar knows that one's a little bit more forgiving entrance level wise, but they're both equally hard to master. So then I tried bass, and that just clicked for me, and then that allowed me to kind of just have an easier entrance pathway to learning more about music. And that's the most important thing, is never giving up. I teach music too, and I always try to make sure the kids that I work with, they just know that you never let go of the idea that you'll eventually get there. You're just not there right now. So I think learning music was very challenging in that way, but I think if you just focus on get into that the final goal one day at a time. So I started in high school, went to college and kept playing, through my 20s, into my 30s, and every year it got easier and easier, but there's still so much to learn, so you're always a student. But day by day is what I like to tell people if they're trying to play music. Don't expect to shred out the gate with Eddie Van Halen solos, or even sing like a Barns Courtney, and just give those powerhouse vocals. You got to work up to it. And even in our band, we started out with one different approach and sound, and now here we are about a year later into the band. We have a whole different way of looking at it. So it's a never-ending story.
No, that's great advice. And last time you were on, you were telling me a little bit about your Halloween party. Is it true that that's where you guys kind of met and how you?
Yes.
Tell me how you kind of met and became a band.
Yes, Spencer was in the similar circle to me, and she got that whole Yes, we met through that.
Too close.
It was at the Highland Park Hellbender, a concert series I threw in LA, and that is eventually how we would connect. And then I saw on her socials that she was playing music as well, so I invited her to a cover show that we played together, shared the same stage. And then from there, she actually introduced me to Barns, and she knew Barns, and I would play with Barns. And then I came back from that tour where we met, that summer tour, and she had started writing as well. So I was like, oh, okay, I see you. Let's try it together now. And she had a few songs too, I think, and then from there we kind of started writing together. Now we have an album of sorts, an EP, if you will. And we didn't start in that party. 6 songs.
Yeah, we'll have 6 songs total.
Actually, it's so funny you also bring up that party. We then, the following Christmas, we brought the party together. We staged a Hellbender, a holiday Hellbender.
Love that.
It was Krampus themed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We took a break this year from the Hellbenders, because he was on tour with Barnes in the UK during Halloween.
Yes.
Just do every holiday Hellbender. Easter Hellbender this weekend.
Right?
We were gonna try to do a Broken Hearts Hellbender, but I had plans.
We were looking for the Friday the 13th in the seasonally. There was one right at Valentine's Day, so that would have been
Count me in.
Yes.
I'm down.
And then there was also St. Patrick's Day Hellbender too.
Every St. Patrick's Day is already a Hellbender.
Well put. Just to give your audience some background, we are behind the stage right now, and very much. Temporary pause.
As you were saying, your first single, "Don't You Worry, Babe," is out at the time of recording next week. What's the story behind this song? Tell me more about it.
I wrote this song with my first co-writer, who was Jime, who I also met through Barnes, funny enough. And I had started writing a different song with him because enough people had asked me hey, do you write music? Because I'd performed this one time and I was like, no. And they're like, what band are you? And I was like, oh, I don't have a band. Should I get a band? And I was like, whatever, doesn't matter.
You probably
everybody needs a band.
Yeah.
So we wrote that song and we started a different one and it just wasn't the right vibe. And then I was like, I don't know, I really I've been loving this country music, 90s country music, and I love Western and Johnny Cash and Patsy Cline, and I just kind of wanted, Brooks and Dunn, and I wanted that feeling of the West. you know, I grew up in...
giving me the feeling of the West when I listened to it.
Yeah, the feeling of like a cinematic Western. Yeah. And we did this photo shoot, which is sort of a dream for me, in a place where I grew up. I grew up across the street. My dad had a house at this place called Paramount Ranch in Agora Hills. And it was sweltering hot, but we just did, actually we're in almost these outfits. We're almost in these exact outfits. But we shot at this place that I used to go to as a kid, and I'm like, oh, maybe this is where that feeling of, you know, imagining you were like a damsel in distress. Or my dad used to watch a lot of John Wayne movies growing up, so I feel like the sound of the Searchers and things like that really influenced, I guess I wanted to feel in that kind of nostalgia world, like, yeah, soundscape.
I really need a music video with Davis on a horse and just the hair
bouncing. Yeah. Well, you know, we'll give him a fan.
And it's really a pony, and they just zoomed in on the horse.
It's just like a pygmy horse. Like
it's actually a cannibal horse. It's actually just AI.
The whole video is actually AI.
It's AI.
I can't ride a horse, can I? No. Let us know in the comments.
I can ride a horse.
Should I ride a horse?
You can ride on the back.
The back? What is that? Oh, what?
I'll ride the back. The horse, and you can ride in the back.
I think you could do something on a horse.
We're small.
I grew up in California.
That's right. Yeah, you know about the West.
I know all about horses.
But Texas to California was like, you know, that kind of, we all go out for a dream somewhere. We all go there to discover ourselves or strike gold or whatever it is that brought you there. And I feel like, you know, I want to have music that encapsulates that and kind of brings us back to, I guess, the 70s, although it feels like we're there again, politically and socially, and also with the gas prices.
Definitely.
No comment on politics.
You mentioned the EP comes out this summer. So this episode will drop May 8th. Is there anything that you can tease about the EP?
Do you know, we will probably have a second song coming out around May, for sure, because April, May, yeah. So the second song, and then we're gonna mix the next two that we've already recorded, and we're gonna record two more, and then the EP will be pretty much done by the end of the summer, probably in August.
Ooh, that's exciting. Yeah. What's the vibe? If you could describe it in like 3 words.
Ooh, song collection?
Western, Laurel Canyon,
cinematic, widescreen. It's got a lot of tones.
It says widescreen. I was like a music video or like a.
It's squiggly. It's got a lot of squiggliness. When I listen to the track, when I listen to the song, it's got just.
It makes you feel something. Yeah, you got like. Like we have one song called No Friends in LA, and like the way that there's a motif in it that's really fun that we played on lots of different instruments. And that one just has like this real vibe. We had somebody come in and play congas and some other percussion that is really cool. And you want to like lay by one of those like in a pool and drink a martini and remember what the 70s was like. Yeah. I'm very, very excited about that song.
Same. Awesome, excited. We could tease something. We're not sure, but we may continue to go on this tour with Barns into Europe. So, drop a little teaser, maybe.
We don't know.
We don't know. Give a
We're
little
hoping.
sweet.
We're hoping though.
But yeah, so far this is our second step. So
last question comes from someone else. My last guest, his name's Craig Fort from the band Lightning Stills. He would like to know if you guys have a favorite Neil Young song and why.
Great question. What's his band name?
Lightning Stills.
First of all, great band name. I'll go first. My favorite is from his first band, Buffalo Springfield, because I'm a big Neil Young fan. And it is Expecting to Fly, off their second album. And it's like him, I think after he heard the Beatles do like all their Sgt. Pepper psychedelic stuff, and he tried to do that in the studio. It's very ambitious. It's like 7 minutes long. It's got sections. Expecting to Fly, very gorgeous track.
I mean, it's hard. I love so many. I feel like I love the song Cinnamon Girl.
It's beautiful.
I love A Man Needs a Maid. I feel like I think of that song all the time because as like a woman in any relationship with a man, all they think of you is like basically their maid, and I feel like that's so I just think of that song as this like really funny anthem.
But actually, our favorite song.
But Harvest Moon.
Keep on rocking in the free world.
You know, I think Harvest Moon is probably one of
Okay,
my
I knew you
favorites.
wouldn't disappoint with this question.
Yeah.
And now you guys get to ask a question for my next guest.
Oh.
Who I don't know who it is yet, but
What's
you
your
can ask anything.
favorite Paul McCartney song?
That's a good one. Yeah, we just saw
Like he's in the
Really?
zeitgeist right now. We just saw him
Yeah.
play
Oh, that's
solo Paul McCartney though, so hopefully they're a
Solo
little
Paul
more
McCartney.
aware of that catalog.
And if not, then just like what Beatles song that he wrote that's your favorite?
Solo
Okay, that's
Paul
fair.
McCartney song written between 1988 and 1992. Okay, very specific.
Stop.
Very
I need to pull up my
Stop.
lyrics
Right.
for that one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you
let's
so
come to
much.
wrap up.
Yeah,
And,
That's a beautiful question for Miss Rael.
Okay, and then
Yes.
Davis, last for
Yes.
you, I like to give my artists a chance for shameless self-promo.
Yes.
So anything that you want to drop, where can people find you?
Me, yeah, I got my own thing going on, of course. I'm at davisfinesse.il. I might try to get something going together by the end of the year, but I have my own recordings up. You can tell by the cover there's a puppet version of me. So if you're into puppet rock and roll,
You'll know.
which by the vibe of some of the artists you've interviewed in the past, I feel like you like the zany characters,
Yeah.
eccentric. So if you like eccentric rock and roll, find Davis IL.
And Belle and Chain, where can
Belle and Chain, I'm sorry, yeah, actually the main project we're actually talking about. And that's BELL, Belle and Chain, at Belle and Chain. And we're on YouTube, Insta. We should have 2 songs out by May, so check those out, please.
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah, thanks so much.
Okay,
Sick.
you're the best.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
I've
you.
got stickers for you guys.
Viewers.
That's all for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be linking all of Belle and Chain's socials in the description below so that you can check them out. Also follow Davis and Spencer so you don't miss any of their personal projects. And you can listen to their single, Don't You Worry Babe, out anywhere that you listen to music. You can also listen to the live performance of that song on the Morning Brew Podcast YouTube channel. Make sure that you're following the Morning Brew Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Instagram so that you don't miss any updates. Be sure to tune in next time because I'm sitting down with the incredibly down-to-earth actor, Charlie Baker.